So, video one. Right, so out into Bangkok. Now, we've all heard of Thai silks. Thai silks are beautiful. It's a very dense silk. Thailand also uniquely has two different species of silk moth from which it harvests its silk. There is the usual silk moth. There is also a Thai silk moth. These have an open-ended cocoon. So that you don't actually like kill the larva to collect the silk. So these are put forward as basically animal friendly silks. That type of silk has a slightly more matte finish. Some of the kind of raw silks you'll see are made from that. So unusual. We have some interesting stuff. Thai silk is quite densely woven, and they have a tradition of beautiful, densely woven patterns through the fabric. There is a skirt style, the very long, elegant Thai sarongs that you might have seen. I'll do some anatomy of those later on in the first video here, but those are called pansin. I'm going to show you how to find some of those in Bangkok because they're beautiful. They have regional patterns. There are also different styles of cloth decoration. So there is mudmi, which is a woven pattern. Usually woven in the weft, so left to right. There's ikat dyeing, which is a sort of kind of a batik, making repeated patterns. There's tie dyeing. There's brocading, which is sort of embroidering through onto a base. So huge variety, but easy to get ripped off. Everywhere you go in Thailand, someone will wave something at you and say Thai silk. So the mission here was, where did the Thai go to buy silk? To do that, I had to go into local blogs and, thank you Google Translate, start translating down where they were going. I found where they were going. It's a place called Old Siam Plaza. It's at the edge of Chinatown in Bangkok. So here is our map. Now, if you take a look at the map, you can see there's some long roads running kind of diagonally, sort of northwest to southeast. Now, there's Yaowarat Road. That road there, that is the main drag of Chinatown. At night, that is a neon paradise. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of very, very cool restaurants and market stalls. And this is the colourful heart of Chinatown. You'll see the next road across to the east of that is Rama IV Road. That's where a lot of the hotels and so on will be, down on the southeastern end. And indeed, that's where I found to stay, in a hotel that was in a place called I'm Chinatown, which is a shopping mall. So, up on the northwest, there is Old Siam Plaza. Google Maps shows this as a pretty clear route and a pretty clear place to find. However, for those of us who've ever had to navigate Southeast Asia using Google Maps, it is lies. It is base foul lies, because these streets may or may not be there, because they can be blocked by market stalls. So if you're just counting driveways, you might miss them. And what's down here as a big street might just be a lane. What's down here as a lane, might be way bigger than it seems. So it's a bit of an interesting navigate. However, the idea here, walk the route for you guys so that you can see what the terrain and what the surrounding area is like. See if it's, is it safe to travel? Is it easy to travel? Are there taxis and so on? So if you get lost, can you always find, taxi to get home? Find the place, get in there, show you what it's like. Okay, so myself and my eternally cheerful traveling companion, Mr. Snoots, we decided to pilot the route. So here we go. Over to me in Thailand. Alright folks, with a giant dragon loom over one shoulder and a Buddhist monk over the other, I'm going that way. In theory, this should be about 6 blocks, or 12, depending on the map scale. So let's take a walk in Chinatown, and we are headed for Old Siam Plaza, where the bottom floor is dressmakers, specialise in spendy silk dresses, and apparently the second floor is Silk Heaven. So let's go try and find it. So, setting out from the Asai Hotel at I'm Chinatown, and we're heading northwest. So we're just wandering through the streets here. Looks like a pretty typical morning. So we've got food eating serving. Now it may seem weird, but many of these little plastic chair and table places are incredibly famous. Incredibly famous. Road crossing laws here are kind of banzai. We cross to the other side of the street. Now there is a metro station here, but I am not taking it. I want to walk the route because some of you guys might. Walking. Now going past your friendly neighbourhood cannabis stores. These are everywhere. Like everywhere. And here we go. This is our final waypoint. Easy to recognise due to cool crap all over the walls, but we are now at the bridge. So there's a bridge which goes across a canal. Hooray! Right, so this wasn't too bad. So there is a clong until you throw pots in it, and then it becomes a clang. And yep, this was it. We're leaving the Chinatown district. Here is a little spirit house. I find them adorable. Right, so 3 or preferably 4 more small streets. I turn left and I should be heading for Siam Plaza, whatever the hell that looks like. Past our first street. No idea what these long buildings are, but there's a taxi rank out the front of them. So if the walk down this way has tired you out, get up onto the main road, easy to find a taxi or a tuk-tuk to get you back. I'll be walking. Right, so across the canal I counted 3 roads, 1, 2, 3. Now we come to this one, which is Burkle Road. And behind me, that large cream building, Old Siam Plaza. Easy to recognise, they thoughtfully put a sign on the side. Also, some pretty oldie-worldy columns and so on out the front. You can see there's some street art and so on. Right, let's go in. Straight up. Well, here's something I don't see at home. Right, so go past the building with all the guns. There's a second plaza behind that. Food court in the front, but when you come in, we have bling and air conditioning. Also toilets. But I think we have now penetrated the zone. Okay. You do know half of my suitcase is empty, and I brought just an empty suitcase with me, didn't I? Yeah, because I know me very well. Ooh, ha. Wow. Rings. And cool stuff. Alright, so this is the sort of more general market area. Aha, escalator. Let's head up to the next floor, which in theory should be full of silk things. Holy Mother of Kazan. It begins! All of the things shall be mine. Your cities shall be waste, your textile industries shall be mine. Alright, fantastic. Old Siam Plaza, second floor. This is the silk end. Let's look through windows first, and then do a closer approach. The reason I look through windows first is because once I'm in, kind of going to be pushed to buy stuff, and I must fill you in. There is a bit of a the Asian thing about face, if you kind of peer into a shop, make a big fuss and don't buy anything, you've kind of denigrated the owner because you've made them run around after you. This isn't America. No one's subservient. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Woo. Oh. Holy cow, here we go. These are the big end brocades. These are a bit frou-frou for me. Not in cut, just in general material. But yeah, this is your Gala Hall. Like that cut? Very keen on that one. Wow. And more. The other thing we're looking for, of course, is marked prices. Very important. A silk dealer tends not to bargain over prices. These things are worth exactly what they're worth. They might come down 5% if you're an old friend, but that's about it. Oh my goodness. Yep. Okay. Oh my god. Lord above. Zoing. Double zoing. Yeah, I'm just moving in here. No particular reason to come home. A couple of patterns there I got last year. Good to see they're still around. Everyone's just opening up. So I got here at the right time. Whee! So I've come up, just come up the road from my starting point here, but this is Jirawan Thai silk behind me, and this has been brilliant. You have to dive back into it, but this store has silk, beautiful. So I got some silk skirts from different regions here. They've got machine woven cotton with flash thread. Great, I got some of those. They've also got hand woven cotton skirts. The hand woven ones are just stunningly soft. Like I just dove my hand into them. It was like, oh. So yes, I've come walking out with one of those. So the hand woven, very complex hand woven pattern ones, 1400 baht. So what's that? $70 or thereabouts Australian. And silk prices, they're great. So yeah, just beautiful. We walk on.
So, taking a break with Snoops. And in the middle of Silk Markets, an ice cold drink from the Ice Cold Drink store. Wow. Okay. Probably for me the most dangerous place on earth. It's stunning. The more you wander, the more stores you find. You've got to go down all the little side things and around the outer rim, because some of the stores that have the most interesting inventory are the ones that aren't on the main concourses. Yeah, it's just one of those places where you sit down. Okay, that's it. We're done getting out of here. Well, there's some vague semblance that we might be able to cover the Visa bill on this. And then you look over the store and go, oh my God, look at that purple. So what have I found so far? Well, there's different styles of woven silk. So there's mudme silk, which is a type where a pattern is woven in the weft. There's another style that I've gotten, which uses a vertical weave. Printed, there are, which is actually quite unusual. That's another regional style. So yes, there's printed silk, which you'll find down some of the side alleys. Brocades, and the brocades are just stunning. So you're getting everything is sold in a sarong length bolt. It's around about 1.7, 1.8 meter bolt, which will reach from waist to floor. That's standard. In fact, that's the thing this place doesn't have. Unless you're buying plain colours, I haven't seen the woven and brocade and prints in just on the long bolt. And I was keeping watch for that in case I could get something, turned into lehenga and Asian and pleated skirt styles. But very, very happy. So the low end kind of silks you might get, you might be paying you might get it for about $100 for a sarong, or you might get it for 200, 250, 450 as it gets up to the really extraordinary stuff. And then there's the absolute primo silks, hand-woven lamphang silks and so on, which someone might have gotten. And that will cost you an arm and a leg. And my first stop there was indeed a store that will sit there and make a full outfit. So that's tailored blouse of formal style and a formal tailored silk sarong. There's also bling stores here for some of the jewellery that goes with them. This is an amazing place. Can I just point out the robot? This is a waiter robot. It navigates itself past people, brings your order to the damn table, maneuvers around chairs, comes exactly to you. Holy cow. Wow, Snoots, we found us a place. We found it. Cut that robot. There it goes again. Anyway, yes, we found the place. We found silk. We found hand-woven cottons. We found hand-woven silks. Boy, jackpot. Yeah. This would be my recommendation. Get to this place, Old Siam. Oh, yeah. All right. Snoops is in his carry-all. We can go into the next place. Hooray! So I've just been to 202, this shop here. You can see 202/4/38. This store here, the name of which I cannot pronounce because it's in Thai. These ladies, amazing. So here, you can see up the back, they've got silk on the vault. That includes brocaded silk. So I was able to get 4 meter lengths, which I can then pleat into skirts for Bollywood and so on. So, and it's about 500 baht for a meter of silk. So what's that? $25 a meter. and it is, yeah, it's silk. They've got high-end lampoons. I've got some hand-woven here. And what's really great about them is that they'll even, serve you water and everything while you're waiting. They're just so happy to see you. Also, the fact that I am walking around dressed, as a Bollywood dancer, it certainly gets you the extra service. It's like, boring customer, magenta lady. Lovely. Oh my god. I think I'm carrying about 2 metric tons of silk. So here we are, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. It's an Aladdin's cave. It's spectacular. Take a vague look. Basically, you don't see Farang. There's no real foreigners here. You might get one or two, but this is where the locals come to find silk. So the prices are excellent. They really are. Ta-da! So yes, so this is from Old Siam, which is a plaza, and it is the silk markets. Wow. They're literally so nice. As they bring stuff out for you, they'll sit you down and they'll hand you bottled water and everything. It's like, once they see that you're not just kind of like poking your nose in, but you're actually looking through and are interested. It's like, oh yeah, this and this and this. Plus, here's my skirt from today. The number of silk merchants that actually came running out. It's like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. It's like, oh my god, that's a silk sari that's been turned into a skirt. It's like, oh my god. So yes, it was definitely the hit of the markets. Plus, it's markets that Farang, foreigners, never get to. I was the only foreign face there, and so there's a bit of a like, how did you find us? It's just not advertised. Oh, and one of the silk merchants thought Snoot was so cute that he got given his own handkerchief. So Snoots gets a souvenir, and he can ride on that in his pet carrier. So yes, so there we go. Snoot gets a souvenir. Frankly, I could really do with an iced drink and some green tea ice cream. I went far today, I carried a lot, and I had so much fun. Never gotten to be able to just go and explore that sort of place before, and it was just amazing. If you're a textiles person, if you're a clothing person, I've always been a historian of clothes and so on, going through somewhere like that and seeing the different qualities and grades of silk and so on, and it's like, no, these people are all experts. I'm like, oh, this particular silk story. No, I can see it. I can absolutely see it. Yeah, they're very proud to bring their different stuff out and show it to you. And the great thing about that market that I went to, the Old Siam, of course, is everything is marked, so it's not like you're being ripped off by anybody. Everything's got a marked price. It's not like someone's trying to push polyester on you and say it's silk, if you're not someone that can run your hands over and just tell. And yeah, all the different grades are there. The Lampang silk, staggering. Just having that there. Wow, I didn't think I'd find it. That's the royalty wears that. So anyway, Indian time. Oh, and a little sidebar note, by the way. If you're going to Old Siam, get there first thing in the morning. There is a Thai tradition that the first customer of the day brings luck. So that will get you some extra treatment and some extra discounts and so on. It's a superstition. If a good customer turns up at the start of the day, then that means their day is made. And if it's a really good customer and a polite customer, all this stuff, it means like the rest of the week. So get there early. Now, shops here tend to open about shops here 9 o'clock is sort of when they open. Some of the market stalls, you'll see them setting up then. They haven't kind of quite opened their doors by then, but I'd say yeah, more regular businesses definitely open at 9, so early. And immaculate politeness, just be cheerful and engaging, and it's so much different from like tourists kind of staring into something when you come in and you ask and you look and you talk, and then they're very pleased to show you what they've got. It's like you actually have an interest. Oh, okay. Let's go up the back and let's actually show you these things. Now, the other thing is you'll notice I didn't get much footage inside the stores. A lot of these people are designers and they have their own designer dresses, and some of these fabrics and so on they've got, they're actually their special ones. So there are signs on the shops, no video, no photography inside the shop. So from outside, because that's a display, sure, I can film from out on the concourse. And I did ask them even then if that was all right. But do not try and photograph and film inside there. Basically you've gone into a fashion designer's place and you've asked, oh, can I photograph this up? Don't. They're designers, they're proud of their work, but no film and video. So I did take video from outside the shops for you, not inside. That's why. Hilarious. Okay, right. Look, Vindin. I will see you guys later.
Okay, let's just give you a very brief rundown on the anatomy of a Thai sarong, and we'll do it through a mirror selfie. So this is a hand-woven cotton sarong that I got yesterday, and oh my god, it's so soft. This is just fantastic. But it lifts up my flippy bits. So you can see a Thai sarong it's fairly tight and fitted. I haven't got a hugely long stride in it. It's an elegant garment. Thai sarongs, if you're looking down at your feet, they wrap anti-clockwise. So the tail has gone round and it's wrapped here on what is my left hip, so that I've got a fairly flat front. Now, sarong is actually a Malaysian word, and it's generally used for a wrap skirt. If you go pretty much anywhere in the world and say sarong, it's kind of been the generic term. But in Thai, pasin is a sarong. Now, pa means cloth. Now, a Thai sarong has 3 different sections. There is a waistband. This is usually made from a plainer cloth. There's the pasin itself, which is the decorated main body, and there is the more decorated hem section, which is patinjok. Now, way back in the day, the hem sections were often very heavily hand-woven decorated pieces, or very heavily brocaded pieces, which were sometimes sewn on separately. In this day and age, they're often woven into the one piece, but you do still get the other style. Not every sarong has all 3 sections. Some don't have a decorated bottom, and there's some beautiful ones that just like ombre all the way down. So some don't have a waistband. Now, if you get silk skirts tailored for you, sometimes you might get a cotton waistband added to the silk skirt. For one thing, the waistband can take some sweat because it's against the skin, but also it takes the rumple of being pulled in a little bit better than silk does. Now, if you get, this is just tucked in. If I was going out, I'd probably pin that to make sure it doesn't, head south and, display onto the world my thong. But if you're getting a tailored one, made into a skirt, what will happen is they'll take darts out of this to really fashion that in for you, and there'll be hook and eye. So there'll be one hook and eye over this side, which the under section hooks into, and then you pull this around and there'll be another hook and eye. They're really simple to put on. Done. And they fit beautifully. So it's worth going to a seamstress and paying just to have the hook and eyes put in, I think. It just makes it secure. You don't have to worry about it. But incredibly elegant, incredibly useful, beautiful day wear. a fantastic garment. So yeah, that's your sarong. Now, you can tie these in all sorts of different ways. This is just the basic, but don't try and do like a Javanese style sarong tie. You can get sarong buckles, which usually have like 2 holes or 2 slashes in them, and it will tie around the other way, will wrap around, and you pass this into a buckle, and you'll pull it so there'll be a tail, usually around about the buckle sits sort of offset right of center, and then the tail tucks in and ties around here. So you get this kind of, it looks pretty, you get a draw up of the skirt, so again it really kind of pulls in and emphasizes your curves, but that's for printed material. Tie skirts tend to be woven or brocaded. You will damage the weave in the brocade pattern by doing that, you know, dragging it through a damn buckle. Don't do it. Different style, made for different things. If you got a printed fabric from here, yeah, you can tie it in any of those ways. Now, there's some really beautiful styles, by the way. A more formal one, this section here, instead of tucking in here, what you do is you go pleat, 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 pleat into the middle, and then just tuck the top in at the top here. So you get a central pleat running down. That's a, nang, I think, but that's a very elegant look. Sometimes it'll be held on with a brooch, sometimes it's just held in with a tuck. And there's a very formal style, often used at weddings and so on, where the section that's coming underneath, it is also pleated, and it's pulled up so that the top ends of the pleats hang down the top in a beautiful fan over on this hip, and that pleat goes down the front. Very formal for weddings and so on, very pretty look. And there's also some different regional styles that you will see. It's amazing the things that can be done with a giant rectangle of very cool cloth. So, a beautiful garment. I love them. I love them. These are great day wear. I live in Perth, Australia, which is really, really hot. Sarongs during the summer, oh, what a godsend. All sarongs, they're just amazing. These ones always look very dressy. You can see they fit in very close, so you can emphasize your curves. You know, it emphasizes the waist. They're brightly colored. You can get them in all kinds of colors and patterns, as I've shown you, and they're just an amazing way of creating a look. In between running off and looking for cool stuff like silks, yeah, don't forget to smell the roses as well. A spectacular place, and the temples here are stunning. Right, so as you can see, that was one solitary day exploring those markets. I went back because every single market, a good market like that, if you're obsessive like me, really requires about 2 days to wander through it, because you'll get back and you realize there's sections you didn't explore, there's side bits you didn't look at. Now that you know more what you're looking at, you'll need a day or two to process and then go back. I did go back, I found more treasures, and more of that later. This first video was a long one because there was a lot to cover, but I hope you enjoyed it. And Mr. Snoots is over there fast asleep. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, cheers.